Your questions answered, and a December update. Hi, I'm Michael, KB9VBR, your host for Ham Radio Q&A. If this is your first time watching this channel and you enjoy informative and educational stories about amateur radio, please hit the subscribe button and click the little bell to be notified when future videos are being released. And also, please stick around to the end because I got a couple of great announcements to make. Well, I've collected another great batch of viewer mail, so please keep those questions and comments coming. I really appreciate them. So for the benefit of everyone today, I'm going to cull through the list and pull out a few great questions that were generated that require a little bit of follow-up. In the video, Tape Measure Beam Antenna, I received this following question. Anything wrong with using terminals on the coax ends and drilling holes in both the driven element halves and using a small bolt nut combination to secure the coax, driven element, and hairpin match? Well, the video shows me soldering the coax and the hairpin match to the driven element of the antenna. If you don't have a soldering iron or you don't wish to solder, you can certainly make the connection with a nut-bolt combination. I'd probably add a little star washer to the mix to help better grip the wires and just to keep them from pulling out. In the video installing the KB9VBR J-pole antenna, I'm asked, should the ferrite beads get sealed too? Well, that's a great catch. In the video, I'm using electrical tape to seal up the connection where the coax meets the feed point, but I didn't wrap the ferrite beads. I'd certainly either use tape or a heat shrink tubing to help keep those ferrites in place and also protect them from the elements. In my video, Baluns and Chokes, it generated a conversation about G5RV antennas. The G5RV is a multi-band antenna that consists of a dipole element and also a ladder line component. The ladder line then terminates to a coax connection, and that cable is brought to the transmitter or tuner. The question is, normally a G5RV antenna is supplied with ladder line as its feed line. If you install a 1-to-1 balun, it has an SO239 coax connector. Can you connect the coax directly to the balun? Is the ladder line now useless? Well, I could make an entire video on G5RV antennas, as it's a popular yet somewhat misunderstood antenna. With the G5RV, the ladder line is not used as a feed line, but it instead is a part of the antenna. With a full-size G5RV, the dipole elements are resonant on the 20-meter band, but then at the lower frequencies, the ladder line begins to radiate. That's why the ladder line needs to be cut to a specific length. And also, that's why the ladder line should have a 1-to-1 current balun where it terminates or transitions to the SO239 and a coax cable that runs into to your shack. But many inexpensive G5RV kits don't have that current balun. So my recommendation is to use a balun where that transition point is from ladder line to coax, or make a simple choke balun by making several loops of coax and then securing it near that transition point. And finally, you can't attach the ladder line directly to the tuner or the transmitter, as that's going to introduce RF in the shack. Our G5RV antennas do require a tuner, and I recommend an external tuner, as the built-in auto tuners in most modern transceivers don't have enough range in order to adequately use this antenna on the lower frequencies. Okay, here's my last question. From my last Q&A follow-up video, this question was asked. Speaking of higher ham licenses by the FCC, isn't there an experimental license? Thanks for the great videos as usual. Another question is, how old is the youngest radio enthusiast you know of? Well, the FCC did announce an experimental license program this last year. These licenses are primarily designed for research and development of technology using radio frequency. So if you've got an idea or a plan that uses radio waves, this license program may meet your needs. Check out the links below in the video description for more information on that program. As for the second half of the question, my daughter was 13 when she got her ham radio license, and I've also helped several Boy Scouts of about that same age get theirs. but I know that there's younger hams active in amateur radio, which brings me to this month's YouTube channel highlight. This is where I pick out another YouTube channel that you may find interesting. So, for some really young hams enjoying the hobby of amateur radio, go check out the channel hamradio.world, which features the ham radio family of Zechariah, Faith, Hannah, Hope, Grace, and of their parents. Those kids are having a great time on the air, and I recommend you head on over and see what they're up to. As with those questions out of the way, I do have a couple items to share. With the Christmas holiday fast approaching, my next video is going to be my annual top 10 list. This is where I count down the top 10 videos and blog posts that I've produced over the last year. Do you have a favorite video from the last year? Leave its name or information in the comments below. I'd love to see what you come up with. And watch for the top 10 list to come out just after Christmas. Next up, I know this channel has a worldwide audience, but if you're within driving distance of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I would love to meet up with you. I'll be at the Waukesha Midwinter Swapfest on Saturday, January 6, 2018. This is one of the largest ham fests in the state of Wisconsin, and despite being held in the dead of winter, is also very well attended. So, look for my table with the KB9 VBR antenna's vertical banner. Details on the Swapfest can be found in the video description below. Well, that's it for another month. Thanks for watching, and also thank you for subscribing. We're at over 3,000 subscribers, which is totally amazing. I really appreciate the support. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. That helps out a lot too. Check out my blog at www.jpole-antenna.com where more articles and videos can be found. And as always, I'm Michael, KB9 VBR. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. 73.